Hey guys, this is Mr. H. Happy New Year. Hey, I wanted to do another linear regression. This one's a little different than what we normally are dealing with. This is one where they're asking us to come up with a linear regression, but they want us to use that linear regression equation to make a prediction for the future. So basically, it's basically the same as just running a regular regression, but instead of doing the correlation coefficient, we are going to use that regression and then try to make a prediction. They're going to tell us the year, the input, and we have to come up with the Y value. So let's go over this. So it says here, it says the annual profits for this company are given in the table below. X stands for the number of years since the year 2006, and Y represents the profit in thousands of dollars. So basically, they want us to write a linear regression that represents the set of day data, and they want us to round all the coefficients to the nearest hundredths. So using this equation, and then once we come up with the equation, they want us to use the equation to find the projected profit for the year 2014. So let's go. First thing we need is we need to run the regression, and it has to be rounded to the nearest hundred. So I've already entered the data. So now all we're going to do is we're just going to go to the home screen. We're going to go data statistics. We're going to go here. Years goes down here. That's the X value. Profits are the Y value. And then we're just going to do menu 461. Menu 461. All right. There's our equation. Now this is being rounded to the tenths place, which is one decimal. We need it rounded to the hundredths place, which is two decimals. So all you have to do is just go to the menu settings and then change the display to fixed two. That means we're going to have two decimal places. Boom. And then press OK. And then it's rounded. So now here's our equation. I'm just going to take that and I'm going to, well, I'm going to try to enter it. Yeah, where is my calculator? Why is it? Okay, this is what I need to do. Yeah. So I am just going to enter this. So it's going to be y equals, and then it's 26.63x plus 75.43. All right, so that's it. That's all we're doing for the equation. Now, we're going to use this equation and we're going to go and find a projection for 2014. So if 2006 is 0, um, 2014 is going to be, I think, year 8, but we'll double check that in a second. But here's what I need you guys to do. Once you got the equation, we're gonna use this equation and graph it. So here's how you do it. Just go analyze, and option 4, plot function. So they're going to give you this little box, and you're just going to type in the equation 26.63x plus 75.43. So once you press enter, now what that does is it's taking this equation and it's put it into the graph so that we can graph it. So now we're just going to go to the home screen, and now we're just going to go to the graph. Notice that this is F2 because F1 has the function that we just entered. So when I press enter, that's our function. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to do menu 51, and that's going to take us to the y-intercept. Now, once we know what the X value is, we're just going to type that in, and that's going to tell us what the profit is for the year 2008. But in order to do that, I want to double check my math here. So I'm going to take a quick picture and count these. So here we go. So if 0 represents 2006, that means 1 represents 2007. That means 2 represents 2008. So basically, whatever this is, we're just adding 6 to it. So if we want to know what 2014 is, we just subtract 6, and that will be 8. So 8 is the same thing as 2014. So yeah. So so that's what we're going to enter. So here we're just going to enter 8 for the year 2014, and it tells us that the profit is 288.47. Now they want us to round this to the nearest thousands. So that means all I have to do is go to the settings, and they don't want any decimals. So I'm just going to go settings, And then I'm going to say, instead of float, I'm going to change this to fixed zero because I don't want any decimals. And then I press OK. And so that's my answer. In the year 2014 or year 8, this is 2088. So that's what I'm going to enter on my iPad. I'm going to enter 8 there. So let me, or 2,288. Whoops, crap. 2,288 goes there. I submit it and it says, nice job. Now, so basically, once you come up with the equation, all you're going to do is you're going to use that equation and make a prediction. That's it. Now, but here's the one thing I want you guys to understand. Once you get done with this, get rid of this, but make sure when you go back to the settings and make sure that the settings are set back to what it should have been when you started. It should go to float. It should almost always be float unless you're trying to do some kind of rounding. All right. So set it to float and make sure you go back and check that, because if you start trying to do another graph and find an intersection, it's going to be rounding your answers to integers when you might not want it to be rounded to integers. So set it back to float. Make sure you do that. Otherwise, you might be off a little bit on your answers. So that's it. That's all you're doing. I'm going to stop and I'm going to post this.